What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. Just another reminder, still got the giveaway going. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers. So, if you enjoy the content around here and you want to try to win yourself Ash Blossom Enjoy Spring, just go and, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. And yeah, that's it. I want to do a quick little video here, just kind of going over my choice of like the top 5 cards that could be seen a lot of play, like maybe not in the main deck, but like as a side deck slash tech option. These cards are in no particular order, just things I want to throw out there. I wanted to start a little bit like an honorable mention is Blizzard. It's I did another video where I just went in depth on why I think Blizzard is really good. But since people are running a shifter and a lot of people are, I guess, are like running cards to like banish the graveyard, the downside of Blizzard is that is right here. If the targeted card would be sent to the opponent's graveyard this turn, it's added to their hand instead. So that's kind of like the whole drawback to where if your opponent activates something, you chain Blizzard to it, and then it's sent back to the hand. But if you're under D-Shifter, Macrocosm, or Dimensional Vision, or anything that banishes cards from the graveyard, or just banishes cards from the graveyard, the card's gonna get banished, so it's not gonna be able to, it's not gonna be able to go back to the hand. So, yeah. We'll go back to the hand. So that's just like a little bit honorable mention to where if if you wanna, if you're like, I guess Splight right now is gonna be very weak to even weaker than before to cards like Darkhole No More and like board wipe cards. So Blizzard could be a good answer, especially just to stop that one of. All right, and the next card I want to talk about is Rivalry. I've been trying to say this like 3-4 times. Rivalry of Warlords. So I didn't choose Goes and Match because like just like the way that a lot of these decks are going is a lot of them are able to play at least under Rivalry. I guess like some of like the more bigger ones to where it's like you could actually kind of play Splight a little bit under Rivalry of Warlords. I mean, you can't put the biggest board up, but there is ways to like, play under it a little bit. A lot of anti-meta decks could see this if you're playing Fluanderees and you want like a really good card to kind of just like blow blow a lot of other decks out the water, or at least slow them down to make it easier. I would I would suggest throwing this in here. I guess you could replace this card with, Goes In and Tikaboo. It is possible, but specifically, I like Rivalry of Warlords for this coming up format. The next card I think will be a cool little tech to add in is set rotation. So the main thing I think this would be cool to really kind of, well, I guess it would be for and against it would be Mystic Mine. So like if you have, so the ruling with this card is if you set a field spell and your opponent can't activate that field spell, then it just stays face down. Like there's no way to like to activate like another field spell. So this right here could lock your opponent out of playing another Mystic Mine or playing Mystic Mine in general to kind of keep that going. Another thing that I see this useful for is in Mystic Mine, to where you have another way to be able to get to Mystic Mine, to where if if you set Mystic Mine on your side of the field and give your opponent something that even something that make them struggle harder, like you give them a Necro Valley and you put Mystic Mine face down there, they're never going to want to activate the Necro Valley, especially if they're playing something where they need the graveyard. So I would, it's still at 1, so it isn't like you could throw 3 of them in there. But if you want an extra search of a field spell, and and you feel that set rotation could work for you, or if you're afraid of Mystic Mine, it's like this is a card to where if you're afraid of Mystic Mine, plus you want to have like another search object for your own Mystic Mine or your own field spell, then I can see this being thrown in there. This next spot right here, these next cards are gonna go both together. It's Darkhole and Reggae. So they basically do the same thing. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls, destroy all monsters on the field. So, if you activate Darkhole while you control no monsters, then Reggae and Darkhole to do the exact same thing. I guess what I'm getting at here is we were already in a format to where Dark Ruler No More was just the end all be all, and the reason why it was the end all be all was because your opponent cannot activate monster effects in response to it, and since most forms of interruption and negation is in monster effects, obviously Darkhold No More is just gonna kill. But like now that Toad is gone, which is like the main reason why Darkhold No More became so good, a lot of the decks become susceptible to this. I guess the only card that wouldn't be susceptible would be like Winda. I think Winda has the ability to like keep to protect yourself from being destroyed by card effects. And yeah, I'm pretty sure she does. Like I don't have Winda right here, so screw it. But there are certain decks that would have the out, but that's only one card. Like a lot of decks, like even Rogue, like you're playing, if you see if some Laundries or playing Math Mech, you could use this to trade for their super factorial, or you could just use it to like blow the board out like outright. I especially with Rageki, because now that it's at 3, you could have 3 of these, or even just 2 of these and 3 Lightning Storm, and that right there could take care of everything. Like even just 3 of these and 3 Lightning Storm. I don't know about in the main deck, but like I guess that's where I'm getting at right now. You could have 3 and 3 in the main deck, but I'm thinking you could have 3 Lightning Storms in your main deck with 3 Rageki in your side deck. There's not a lot of decks that will just put out a huge amount of negation that'll be able to get over it. And even if they do, if you open up a Rageki Lightning Storm, then there's like you're pretty set, and you are also not gonna be under the whole your opponent doesn't take any damage, so you can OTK. So with the way decks are worked, or the way decks are built now, you could you could OTK with like 2 cards or maybe a card and a half depending on what deck you're playing, and having the ability to just go Lightning Storm, Rageki, blow the board, have nothing in your way, and just freely OTK could could really be something good for this meta. Like without Toad, since Splight was so since so many people were playing Splight, so much Toad was out there that it kind of forced people to play Darkhold No More. But now that they've got rid of Toad, then now Darkhold No More just it's still a problem. It's still a good card, but I guess like if they would have brought Swap to 1 and still kept Ronin Toad and made Toad still as easy as a summon, then Darkhold No More would still be a good card because you need something to not be able to respond to it. But having this now where you're least likely to see the negation, I could see Rageki and Darkhole making a potential resurgence in people's side decks. Even Darkhole, like if you're running Unchained or something that triggers in the graveyard, bam, there's right there. Now the last card I want to talk about is Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. I have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with this card. I have a story to where I went to a YCS event. It was on the ride over there. I had a couple of targets, and I wanted to either run an extra combo piece in my extra deck, or I wanted to run the Dante. Like I was very much expecting like that to be a good rogue option for this YCS, and I went in thinking like, oh, we're good, we're fine. You know what? I'm not gonna need Dante. Put Dante back in my binder. I went with my extra combo piece, and that was like one of the stupidest mistakes ever. It is day 2. I just need a win, like round 11 or whatever round it was. It was like one of the later rounds. I just need to win this to get past the bubble. And I play BA, and I'm just like, crap. Here we go. And I ended up, yeah, I lost the match in game 3. And I was just like, and it wasn't a guarantee that I was going to like get the cherry. So I can't remember exactly what I cited. So I don't remember if I drew the card. What I'm saying, like I never put cherries in there. I never had the opportunity to use cherry. That's the point of the story, right? But the whole thing is, I have a love-hate relationship with this card. But whenever I did get the chance to use it, it was always very, very good. A very good blowout. It brings down the power levels of decks significantly, especially decks that rely on a single extra deck monster like Splight. No, they don't rely, but Splight is really reliant on the Gigantic, and even tier elements, they need the Kitakalos. So if you could get rid of those problems, the boards they make are just inherently way weaker, and they're just so much easier to deal with, to where you pair a Winter Cherries with Rageki, and they're the best a Splight player is gonna have is Smashers, but if they don't have nothing to like, to tribute with, then that Smashers is gonna be freaking dead. And if you're playing Tiara Mint, then all you have to do is deal with the Winda, and it's easier to deal with just Winda than Winda and Dragosepelia. So, yep, that's it, guys, for the video. Just wanted to go over these five. Well, yeah, five. 1, 2, 3. These are all one slot, so 4, 5. Yeah, 6. Yeah, 5, 6 cards. Definitely, I would check out Regeki. You'd probably catch a lot of people off guard who are expecting Dark Luna more, and maybe they build their board in a way to where, if I get Dark Luna, I'm fine. And Regeki could be the card that starts changing games. Alright, guys. Hope you liked the video. Remember about the giveaway. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.